Hello, 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 hello. Marietta here. Y'all, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We are outside, y'all. We are outside. Marietta has put herself up a glorious tent. I'm going to show y'all this tent. And Marietta did this tent all by herself, even though that's not what our topic is about. But I wanted to start with this tent and let y'all know that I am so grateful to have this tent because now I can sit outside and talk to y'all good people and enjoy myself outside because now I have the sun off of my head. Let me show y'all this tent before we get into the topic of today. It's good to see you. Welcome in to all my new subscribers. I thank God for you. We're on the road to 10K over here. I really appreciate you being here. I thank God for each and every one of you. To all my day ones, y'all know how I feel about y'all. Just come on in this place. Come on in this room. Share the video out. Share it out. Share it out. Share it out because we're going to talk about some things and I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to tell you about my opinion about some things. But before we get into that situation, I want to talk to y'all about this tent. 1 minute about this tent because I took my time to put this tent up. So I'm going to show it to you, but no, I'm not going to show it to you yet. Yeah, I'm going to show it to you. Let me show it to you because I know y'all want to see it. Let me let y'all see this tent. I took my time and I put this tent up today all by myself. All by myself. I put this tent up today. It's only a 10 by 10 Ozark Trail tent. It's an Ozark Trail tent, 10 by 10, but it works perfectly for me to be out here and not worry about the sun being on my head. It's a slant leg tent. I also put 5-pound weights on the bottom of it. So it's going to do me great out here in this yard for me to do my videos. Yeah, it's gonna do me great out here to do my videos. Hold on 1 minute. But this tent, let me let you see the top of it. See the top of the tent? See the top of it? Y'all can see in it? Well, anyway, y'all know what the tent looked like, but I'm proud of it because I took time and did it myself. That's why I'm so proud of it, because I took time to put it up. But what I wanted to talk to y'all about is I hear so many people going through, getting so upset, and letting this word segregation has circled back and found its way back into our vocabulary, back into our mouths, back into our lives. The word segregation is starting to get inside of our spirit. It's starting to make us feel like we less than. It's starting to make us feel like we're not enough, we're not good enough. We're allowing this word segregation to take over our meaning of situation in life, like as if it defines who we are in every way, every aspect. Well, I beg to differ. When I hear the word segregation, I think of being set apart. I think of being separated. I think of being put in a place by yourself. I think of being moving by yourself, going places, doing things by yourself. And for me, who has been segregated, in my opinion, since all my life, because I've been a loner. I'm what you call a trailblazer. So I'm one of them kind that always been moving by myself. So when I hear the word segregation, it does not pierce my spirit to the point where it makes me want to hurt my neighbor because we're of a different color, or make me don't want to talk to people because we're of a different color. I told y'all I have a Caucasian son. I was taught and raised right. I was raised by a mother who taught us how to love people for who they are. These words, even when they say the N word, it does not bother me because of the fact that I know who I am and I know whom I am. I feel like these words are being thrown around to try to get a reaction and to get a rise out of you because they know that these words will move you. If you get a place in your life where you don't allow these words, I know somebody want to say, well, our ancestors went through this, they went through this, and yes they did, and I'm so sorry that they went through that. I'm very sorry that they had to go through these type of things. But when we start allowing words, just simple words that people putting out their mouth, start to destroy the very presence of how we feel about another human being, when all people are not that way. All people don't want to be segregated from you. All people are not here of a different race to hurt you or to harm you. We got to get in a place where we understand that, okay, set this one out. There's a lot of things going on in the earth, and I totally agree with everybody They ain't got a dog in that fight. Set yourself down, set yourself apart. These are my opinions, y'all. This is my opinion. What's going on in the world today, what's going on with all this fighting, all this marching, all this putting your boots on the ground and want to fight and all this, I think it's time for us to set this one out. I think it's time for us to just get on out the way, move ourselves on out the way, and set back and allow people that want to get out there and fight, want to get out there and protest, those that want to get out there and show their tail in the street, let them go do what they do, if that's what they feel. But when I think of the word segregation, I think of the word of being set apart. First of all, when 2020 hit, we were all set apart. We were all separated. We have been separated, really, truly moving by ourselves all our lives. This word segregation should not cause you to go out there and hurt your brother and your sister. It should not cause you to go out there and want to stomp another human being until they lose their breath. This word segregation should not cause you not to be able to love someone of the opposite race because you hear this word segregation being thrown around. Some of y'all are using this word segregation and you have no clue. You don't have no clue what the word means. You don't even know why you're using it. You heard mom and daddy and them, you heard grandmama and them use it. You don't know why you're using this word segregation in this season, in this time, and right now in this life. We understand why they're using it. We understand why some people are evil. We understand why there's evil. Evil is always going to be amongst us. It's always going to be amongst us. So because evil is controlling the world right now, that's what they're supposed to do. I tell you all the time, when you hear these words that are supposed to pierce your spirit, that are supposed to make you act all up, these words are being thrown at you to get you out of character. I encourage you to stay put. I encourage you to stand down. I encourage you to allow those words just going over your head and keep yourself in a composure where you can stay safe. Keep yourself in a safe place right now. Right now. Right now, I love you and I love you so much. That's why I'm here to tell the world. If you're in this situation and you feel as though you don't want to go out there and you don't want to feel like you need to go out there and fight this, think about what you're doing. Think about what you're losing. Think about the people that you're letting down when you end up going out there and you may not come back to tell the story. Everything ain't your fight. Everything we go through is not your fight. It's almost like saying you being the bully on the playground. We're dealing with a bully on the playground. And that bully on the playground is trying to get you out of character. They're going to keep poking you and poking you and poking you so they try to get you to come out of character. They want to get you to come out in the street. They want to get you to come out and show your tail. They want to get out saying, I saw you. I know you was going to do that. That's the way they act. Don't give them that pleasure. Don't give nobody that pleasure to turn your life upside down and cause you to lose the very family that you work so hard and everything you work so hard to build in your life. Don't allow nobody to get you off your square to a point where it causes you to end up in a situation where you could lose your very life, or you can end up in jail, or you can end up away from your family. Don't allow certain words that you may hear right now in this lifetime. Young people, let me tell y'all something. Continue to keep doing what you've been doing. Obey the laws of this land. Obey the laws of the land and keep it moving. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't be moving with one person. Just move in groups. Y'all got to learn how to come together and start working with one another. You're going to hear certain words. As long as you in this earth, you're going to hear some words that you may not like. You're going to hear some words that make you feel certain kind of way. You're going to hear some words that you may have never heard before, and they may cut you to the core. But as long as nobody's putting their hands on you, let it fly. Let them fly all the words they want, because you're living in a time where this is where Lucifer reigns. He reigns right here on the earth. He has nothing else to do but spew words out of his mouth to hurt innocent people. Don't allow yourself to be one of them. Stand down. Don't allow yourself to be one of them. Stay put. Don't allow yourself to be one of them. Don't rear up. Don't allow yourself to be one of them. Go to bed, go sit down, get yourself some water, drink your water, and mind your business. Do not allow yourself to come out of character because you hear a word called segregation. Segregation can be your peace. Segregation can be your peace. It'll separate you from what may be trying to harm you. It can separate you from what may be trying to take you out. It can separate you from saving you from you so that your emotions won't overtake you. Sometimes you need to be segregated. And this is coming from a 65-year-old woman who's been through some things, who done witnessed some things, who done seen some things, who done lived a little bit. You need to be segregated in this season. You need to be segregated, and you need to celebrate it. You need to thank God for your peace. You need to understand that this is God's way of protecting you. His way of protecting you. Stay in the will, stay in the protection. Continue to keep moving. Continue to keep enjoying your life. Go where you need to go, but obey the laws of the land as you move. As you move. If you feel as though you're in a situation where you need to move 2 or 3 at a time, do so. Do so. But don't allow somebody to throw something and take you off of your square and make you lose your peace. Right now, you need to be in a place where you got time to think about your life from here. You need to be isolated in a place of solitude so that you can be able to feel, as they say, you can be able to feel where you want your life to go in the midst of all of this. How are you planning on living in the midst of all of this? Are you prepared to work things out in the midst of all of this? There's a lot of things that you need to be segregated for. Segregation, we know why they're trying to use the word. We know why people are trying to use the word, but we don't have to take that word and make it to a place where it causes us to lose our very life and cause our sons and our daughters to be out there and a lot of bloodshed gets spewed in the street. We don't have to go that route. We don't have to go that route. This is not that. This is not that. Y'all sit this one out. Y'all sit down. Sit down, stay in the house, enjoy yourself, drink your water, mind your business. You see I got my water right here? I'm drinking my water and mind my business. I choose to drink my water and mind my business because I like my peace. I like my quietness. I like enjoying the things that I do during the run of a day, going about my business and come on home and mind my business. There's a time that you got to realize that sometimes people will try to manipulate you. They will try to bully you. They will try to say things to you. They will try to say things to your kids. They say things to your husband during the run of a day. They'll call you all out of your name. Haven't you ever been called names before? Haven't you ever been picked on before? Once you've been down that road before, you've been picked on, you've been bullied, you've been called out of your name, you've been mistreated, you've been lied on, you've been all those things. Those things, sometimes when you make it through those things, they will strengthen you. They will strengthen you. They will give you tough skin. Even right to being on these very lines. Do you not know there's people that will come right into your live in this very live while I'm running, and they will say negative things about the woman of God. Don't know me from a can of paint. I don't care. I could care less about that type of stuff. You got to be to a place where you don't go tit for tat. Every time somebody ruffle your feathers, you got to rear up and you got to get yourself all out of character. Well, sometimes you just got to have some tougher skin and be able to take some stuff. This is why when we say we can do all things through Christ to strengthen us, right now I'm asking and praying that God strengthen you in the midst. That God would give you the strength to go through these next few years and be able to walk through it like a good soldier, be on your whole armor of God, and be able to make it from one destination to the next. Don't worry about who talked about you. There's going to be somebody always talking about you. There's going to be somebody always that don't like you. The enemy is already set up not to like you because those are the people that are going to help you get to your destination. I say it over and over again. If you only got 5 enemies right now, you need to get yourself 5 more so you can have 10 so they can help get you to where you need to be. They'll help get you out of your feelings. They'll stop you from walking around with your heart on your sleeve. They'll stop you from crying every time somebody say a word that you don't like. Every time there's a word that come from your past or come from our past or come from our that we feel as though is being thrown at us, we begin to cry, we begin to buck up, we begin to rear up. It does something to the very inside of us because of what our ancestors been through, yes. But let me tell you something. You got to hold your peace and let the Lord fight your battles. Hold your peace in this season. Hold your peace and stand down. Put yourself in a position where you can see that God is still on the throne. The Lord is your shepherd, and you shall not want. You're not going to want for nothing in this season if you just put God first. Put him first. I dare you put him first. I dare you begin to talk to him about your very situation. I dare you begin to realize that he ain't never lost a battle yet and he ain't gonna lose none on your behalf. I dare you to understand that there's nothing you can do in this season and prayer can go where your body can't. You cannot fight these demons. You cannot fight these demons. So women, keep your sons, keep your husbands in the house, keep your daughters in the house. Let them know that this is not their fight. Let them know they ain't got no dog in this fight. Let them know to go sit down. Let them know that this is a time for them to sit back and watch. This is a setback for them to learn. This is for them a time for them to sit back and reap the rewards of their labor. If anything, this is a time for you to reap the rewards of your labor. That's it. Stop allowing people to take words out of their mouth. Every time somebody call you out of your name, they call you a B. You want to fight. You want to tear up the whole daggone world. They call you an N. You want to sit there and you want to tear up the whole world. They call you an S. Now all of a sudden they're calling all these words. All these words have been here forever and a day. Why are they still bothering you when you hear them? When you still got to function in this life. You still got to live here no matter what. You still got to go by the rules of the land no matter what. You still got to get up every single morning and face the world no matter what. So you got to be able to face the world in a way where it can benefit you to get to the next level. Let's uplift, motivate, and inspire in this season. Let's uplift one another. Let's take each other by the hand and speak life into each other. Let's let each other know how much we love each other. Let's put love in the land. Let us, you, me, us, you, me. Let's put some love in the land and let's learn to love each other first and foremost. It's going to bring us together. God may have had to create a situation to bring us together, for us to see us, how we've been fighting each other. I'm not your enemy, king. I'm not your enemy, queen. I am not your enemy. I look like you when you study fighting me. I look like you when you study putting your mouth on me. I look like you when you put me down every chance you get. I am not your enemy. Stop allowing yourself to be worried about them segregating you and you segregating you from yourself. You segregating you from your own self. We are got to be in this together. We need to learn how to come together ourselves. God had to create a situation for you to love me the way you're supposed to love me. I am your sister. You are my brother. Kings and queens. Kings and queens. This message is for you mainly, for the kings and queens. It's time for us to come together. Stop spewing all this hate amongst the race. Stop spewing all this hate out of your mouth. Stop getting on these lines and low rating your women when you came from a black woman. Stop getting on these lines low rating the kings when you know your father was a black man. Stop doing this. It makes you look stupid, and then you get on these lines and you worried about somebody saying segregation. You have been segregating yourself for a long time. It's time for somebody to speak it, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to call a thing a thing. It's time for us to come together and learn to love, uplift, motivate, and inspire one another. We got to sit there and lay our own situations down. We got to lay our own pride down. We got to realize that we are segregated for ourselves. We have been doing this to ourselves, but as soon as somebody else said, now you want to fight each other. Now you want to come all out of your character. Now you want to put your boots on the ground and run out in the street. It don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. You're going to fight somebody else for hating me, but yet you hate me. You're going to fight somebody else for talking about me and not being there to help me, but you're not here to help me. Make it make sense. When are we going to come together as a people? When are we going to come together ourselves and begin to love one each other and look out for each other? When are we going to do that? So I'm really believing in my heart that God has created a situation right now to move them out the way so he can see what you're going to do. How you going to treat your brother, your sister? How you going to treat your queens? How you going to treat your mother, the women in your family? How you going to treat the women that are right around you that look like you? How you going to treat them? Are they going to be segregated from you and they right there with you, but yet you can throw that word around, but as you hear it from somebody else, all of a sudden you got a problem, but you done pick the word up and got it coming out of your mouth to against the very people that God has placed in your path to love. Oh, come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. It's tight, but it's right. It's tight, but it's right. King, I'm talking to you. Queen, my sister, I'm talking to you. Can you love me like I love you? Or are we going to continue to keep fighting amongst each other? And then as long as we fighting amongst each other, it's okay. As long as we taking each other out, it's okay. As long as we segregated from each other, it's okay. Nah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. Because the word is being thrown around because they see you operating in it. Because sometimes segregation can be your peace. Sometimes you need to have peace. And sometimes you need to get away from folks. Sometimes you need to be separated from folks. Sometimes you need to be set apart. Sometimes you need to be moved on the other side. Or sometimes you don't even need to be in the same building. Sometimes you don't even need to sit on the same cart, the same bus, the same nothing. The way the world is today, the way I'm seeing things today, the way I'm seeing it today, this is a whole new fight. And it ain't yours. It ain't yours. It ain't yours. I think it's about somebody else being taught to be disciplined. I think it's about somebody else learning what you went through and how you went through it and how you made it through it. And I think it's about time that somebody else get taken down that road, that we went down that road. But now it's not about us going down that road. It's about us sitting still and loving each other. It's about us sitting there. Can you bring me a glass of water? Or would you feel some type of way if I asked you for a glass of water, but yet you look just like me? Would you feel some type of way if I asked you for a shirt or a pair of pants to put on, but you look just like me? Would you feel some type of way if I asked you to speak life into my son and he don't look like you? Talking about segregation. Segregation can be your peace. Segregation can be your peace. I know y'all don't like it, and I know some of y'all don't agree with it. And that's okay. That's okay, because somebody got to speak the thing. Somebody got to speak the thing on out there. Somebody got to say what's real. Somebody got to put it out there the way it is. While you're sitting down, I agree with that. You ain't got nary dog in this fight. You don't need to be out there protesting. You don't be out there fighting. You don't need to be out there showing your tail. You don't need to be out there acting up. You don't be out there in nobody's business. You should not be out there in them streets doing none of that. You shouldn't be out there in that street putting yourself in danger, putting your family in danger, nobody. You stay yourself in that house and you pick up the phone and call the people that love you and talk to them. You call the people that look like you and make amends. You call the people that look like you and try to apologize for the dirt that we've done to each other. Try to learn to love each other. Let's try not to get on these lines and start low rating our brothers and our sisters. Let's pick our kings up. Let's let our kings know that we love them. Let's let our kings know that we appreciate them. Let's let our kings know that we respect them. When have you told the man of God that's living in your house that you love him, you appreciate him, and you respect him? Let's let our kings know that we are now, we may have been asleep 400 or 500 years ago, but now we're awake and we see the warrior in you. We see the man in you. We see the God in you. We see the protector in you. Allow these kings to know, if you got these kings in your house, you're blessed. If you got these kings in your house, then you need to speak life into them, because there are so many of them that are hurting. So many of them have went through. Some of them had left here with the pain of their back, working 24/7 to make sure you were okay. Some of y'all got kings in the house that you don't even talk to. Got kings in the house that you don't even appreciate. Got queens in the house that you don't even protect. And then you got some that have been bewitched that all they want to do is say they never ever want another black woman a day in their life. And if that's the case, or they don't never want another woman, period, those are the ones you may have to pray for them, and pray for them a lot harder if you got those in your family, because those are the ones that kind of pain and anger can only come out through prayer and fasting. Because if you don't watch it, they will become lovers of themselves, and they'll pick up another person that looks just like them, and they will begin to move in a way that's unseemly. And some of them will be doing it in the closet, and some of them will be doing it straight up. Be careful how you move it. Know the men in your family. Speak life to these men. These men have been through some things. You got to have somebody. Grandmama and them are gone. Grandmama and them are not here. There got to be some big mamas around, some mamas that don't mind speaking and call a thing a thing. There's got to be some mamas in the midst that don't mind opening up these can of worms and speaking to the family, and let the family know we are still a family unit. Let the family know that when 2020 hit, it was the beginning of you being separated from your family. You couldn't get a hug, you couldn't get a kiss, you couldn't get a touch, you couldn't get a feel, nothing. Why? Because for the mere reason everybody was worried about catching something from somebody, and that's the way they used that to segregate you even then. But y'all wouldn't listen to me. I tried to tell y'all then. Now, right now, you are so afraid to hug somebody. You're afraid to show love to somebody. You're afraid to commit or touch somebody. Why? Because you're afraid of that commitment. Why? Because they broke that chain in you in 2020. Do you know how many families was destroyed from not being able to show love? How many teenagers, how many kids that were purely destroyed because their own parents wouldn't give them a hug, wouldn't give them a kiss? You masking up around the very people that you love because they done put something in the world to make people lose their very life, and that thing has been segregating the families ever since then. If y'all open your eyes and just see, you're not meant to be alone. You're not meant to be by yourself. You're not meant to be on your own. But you got people right around you called family that do love you. You got people right around you that call friends that do want to see you. You got people, but you segregated yourself from them a long time ago. Now you hear the word segregation come out of somebody's mouth, and you want to use that as a reason for you to get ignorant, as a reason for you to show off, as a reason for you to act up. You ain't picked up and called grandmama. You ain't picked up and called your mom. You ain't picked up and called your brother and sister. You ain't picked up the phone and called your aunt. You've been segregated yourself. So why is that word bothering you? Because they using it. I encourage you to stay in your lane. I encourage you to set yourself down. I encourage you to park yourself and think about how segregated you have been in a long time. And matter of fact, Think about the peace that you have had since you've been segregated, since you are on your own, since you've been set apart, since they done set you over here, and you have been sitting over there all by yourself for a long time. I've been sitting right here by myself for 20 years, and I have not had a problem with being on my own. I don't have a problem with being segregated. I don't have a problem with drinking my own water. I don't have a problem with sitting in my own car. I don't have a problem with eating my own breakfast. I don't have a problem with going where I need to go and bring myself back home. Why is this word causing you to want to lose your very life that God gave you? They didn't make you, didn't build you, didn't give you nothing, ain't buying your clothes. You had to get up and go and work for all of that. So stop allowing people to move you in a way that could cause you to lose your very life. Y'all got to realize words are just words. Words are words. They're going to use them. You're in the earth. Lucifer is here. The devil runs this place. We just live in it. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. So y'all got to understand where you at and whose you are, and stop letting every little thing hurt you and break you. You can't go through this life constantly being broken by things people say. We tell our children still have to go to school. They still have to go to school with different classes of people, different races of people. People that don't look like them. It don't matter whether they black, they white, they Puerto Rican, they Haitian, they may be big, they may be skinny, they may be disabled or whatever. They go to school with a plethora of mixture of kinds of people. And they make it through the day just like kids. They may have their fighting spats. Now here we are adults. We trying to correct them, but we don't know how to correct ourselves. We don't know when we ain't got to be moved. You tell your children, long down, put their hands on you. Well, I'm here to tell you, man of God, woman of God, long as they don't put their hands on you. We got to learn to use the same advice that you give them children when they walk out that door. Long as they don't put their hands on you, that's it. If they put their hands on you, then you go for broke. Well, if they put their hands on you, you go for broke. If they ain't putting their hands on you, you go about your business. You continue to keep moving. You act like you didn't hear it because your skin is not that thin that everything somebody say got to move you. Every time somebody say something, you get the warrior in you got to show up. That's a problem. That means you have no self-control. You got to learn how to control you. This is exactly why we got so many big humps and little humps in the ground right to this day. Because people do not know how to control their own emotions. Just because somebody talking about you don't mean that you get a pass to take them out of here. It does not mean that you get a pass to rear all up and be unseemly. Now somebody got to stay up all night at the police station trying to get you out of jail. Or somebody got to put their house up and figure out how they're going to get you out of jail. Why? Because you allow your emotions to get you all off guard. Now you all out there stuck on stupid. They going on back their business. They going on back to their resting place. Aha, got you. Aha, got you. That's what they're going to say. Aha, got another one. Aha, lock that one up. Aha, throw them away. Throw her away. I'm only telling y'all this because I love you. I'm here because I love you and because somebody got to say it. My platform is about uplifting, motivating, and inspiring. If you feel that no matter what they're doing, I heard it through the grapevine that they're going to be marching on April 5th sometime out there. That ain't your business. If you feel it ain't your business, sit back, get yourself a glass of water and sit back and enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Sit back and relax. Watch you some TV. Get you some westerns on the phone. Watch you some Gunsmoke. Get on there and make yourself some YouTube videos. Keep building your platform. Don't even put yourself in something that does not concern you. If it does not concern you, don't put yourself in it. There's no reason for you to be out there like that. And this is what God loves. This is what God loves. The one that knows how to keep the peace. The one that knows how to speak life into a situation. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the room. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Somebody knows how to stop you before you get in trouble. I'm here to speak life into you before you get yourself in some trouble. There should be nothing wrong with you sitting in the house minding your business. You don't have to go out there and scream and holler. You ain't got no dog in that fight. Don't go out there and show off. Don't give them no reason. Nobody no reason to attack you. Don't give nobody no reason to hurt you or harm you. Don't give nobody no reason to lock you up. Don't give nobody no reason to slam you to the ground or put you in cuffs. Don't give nobody no reason to do none of that. None of that. Stay home. Stay home. Keep yourself out of harm's way. You ain't got no dog in that fight. Let the people that created it, let the people that set it up, let them fix it. Don't you go out there getting yourself all hurt up for no reason. Because your presence ain't going to mean a daggone thing. Nothing. I'm here to tell you. Nothing. Your presence ain't gonna mean nothing. You showed your presence back then. Your presence didn't mean nothing. Now your presence ain't gonna mean nothing now. So you go on and mind your business and make sure that you protect what belongs to you. If you ain't got a dog in that fight, you stay out of that fight and leave it alone. Sometimes you just got to learn, and somebody got to tell you that you got to learn how to stand down. You got to learn how to sit down. You got to learn how to mind your business. Let's just call the thing a thing. There's a season for you minding your business. This is our mind your business season. This is our mind your business season. Find something else you can do with your time. Mend the problems that's going on within your own family. A lot of us got problems. Me, myself, too. When I'm talking to y'all, I'm speaking into my own spirit, too. A lot of us got problems within our own family that we can take time. If we want to mend something, let's mend them. Let's go down the line and show love for those that we got. Stop using every opportunity you can to show your strength out there in the street that fight, because that does not show strength. That really shows a weakness. What shows good strength is when you can actually open your mouth and use your voice, and use your voice for good instead of evil. Use your voice to inspire somebody, to uplift somebody. Use your platform to be able to speak life into a situation instead of saying stuff like go on out there and get it. I know these type of platforms do not get a lot of views. They may not get to go viral, but that's okay, because let me tell you something. I know I've been did the right thing. I know me coming on these lines and actually uplifting, motivating, and inspiring and talking somebody down from doing something that they may cost them the rest of their life, or that may cause them to have to get away from their families for the rest of their life. They may be locked up for the rest of their life. I'd rather speak life into you, man of God, woman of God, before you go out there and show your tail and something happens and you can't come back from it. You can't come back from it. Some of y'all will be leaving kids behind. Some of y'all be leaving wives behind, mothers behind. Some of y'all got family that truly loves you and do not want you out there like that. There's no reason for it. It's better for you to go to bed and wake up and think about what it is that you almost got yourself into, and thank God that somebody came along and God sent somebody on these lines to be able to speak life into you before you get yourself in trouble. That word segregation, segregation, segregation. Segregation can be your peace. Segregation can be your peace. If you look at it in the way God set it up, maybe God is using this as a way of trying to mend the fences, but he got to separate. Maybe this is him separating you so that your feelings won't be hurt, so that you won't be out there showing out, so you won't get locked up, so you won't be out there leaving here early, because he has a work for you to do. So he got to separate you, means you feeling segregated. So he got to move you from that situation, because he know that word segregation bothers you. It takes you to a place where you want to fight. So we're going to segregate you and put you over here, set you apart. It just means to be set apart from something or someone else. Know these words. Know these words are being thrown around as a way of trying to get a reaction that you don't have to give. Control yourself. Y'all control yourself. This is peace. This is a time of peace, a time of love, a time of caring, a time of coming together, a time for you to look at the people that are right around you, a time for you to show love. Would you love me if I wasn't here? Would you love me if I was about ready to leave here? Would you love me if I got out there in the street and lost my life over you? Would you love me, or would you just talk about the situation and then 5 minutes later, nobody even remembers my name? But so therefore, it's better you let somebody talk you down before you get yourself in trouble and get out there and nobody remembers your name. Nobody remembers your name after that. Spend time loving your family. Stop letting that word segregation. Somebody need to say it 3 or 4 times. Get in the mirror and say the word segregation. Let it stop piercing your heart. The love of God would make that word mean nothing to you. The love of God would not even allow that word to even let you feel a thing. Nothing. 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 It's just another word where I'm concerned. Because I've been segregated. When I turn these lines on, y'all see me. I've been segregated for a long time. Because I don't look at it like a racial card. I look at it like the fact of me being set apart, me being used by God, me keeping my hands clean and my heart pure. So God has set me apart. He segregated me from the world. He segregated me from a lot of people. Not just people, white people or Puerto Rican people or any other race of people. He segregated me from all people. I've been segregated for a long time. But yet I still got joy. Yet I still got my peace. Yet I still got the heart to love. Segregation, that word don't bother me. It's just another word as far as I'm concerned. Because it's a word that is going to be out there. It's a word I've heard it before. I've heard it before. I'm 65 years old. My mother talked to me about segregation a long time ago. And she lived through it 87 years. 87 years she lived through the segregation. And she didn't live through it grudgingly. She didn't live through it with pain. She didn't live through it fussing with her sisters and her brothers, or laying her neighbors out, or anything like that. We worked, and we still worked. Even when we didn't have to work for the opposite race, we still worked for them. You're not going to be in this world nowhere that you're not going to be able to have to deal with different races of people. So get that in your head right now, and get that out your mind, that you think you're ever going to be segregated in this world to the point where you're not going to be able to deal with them at all, in no way, shape, or form, because you're going to have to deal with them sooner or later, or we all going to have to leave this planet. Because that is not God's way. That is not God's way. We got children that are biracial in our family. We got mixed families that have already mixed and married. They've already been mixing. They've been mixing for a lot of years. They've already been procreating other children. They've been having babies together. White, black, Puerto Rican, Haitian, they've already been mixing together. It's already in the mix. And it's just like them eggs. I told y'all, if you want to separate some eggs, you got to take and crack that egg, and you got to separate that white in one bowl, and you got to put that yolk in another bowl. Once you take that egg white and that egg yolk, and you mix that egg white and that egg yolk together, and you take your fork and you beat it all up together, there's no way to separate it. So it cannot be segregated. Right now, we cannot be segregated ever, because there has been white and black kids have been made, and that sperm has been mixed together. That semen has been mixed together. Them eggs have been stirred up and mixed together. So why are y'all allowing that word to bother y'all when it cannot happen? It cannot happen. They can write all the paperwork they want to. In the real, it can never happen. Because the eggs have already been mixed together. It's already been mixed together. You got white people in your family, black people in your family, Puerto Ricans in your family, Haitians in your family. Families have already been mixed. They've already been mixed up, and they've been mixed up for years. So therefore, there's no way to segregate the situation at this time. None. You'll never be able to separate it. It'll always be mixed up together. So stop allowing a bunch of foolishness to bother you to a place where you start losing your mind, and you want to jump all up and down, and now you got all this energy. You're a warrior. Now you want to fight. Now you want to get all out here and put your boots on the ground and stomp the life out of somebody because you're angry because of the fact that people mention the word segregation. Let them mention that word segregation. Segregation is something that can never happen. I don't care how many times they bring the word up. I don't care how many times they use it. They cannot unscramble the eggs. It's already been scrambled. You got white and blacks that already created kids together. They done already mixed families together. It will always be a mix because you cannot unmix it. Once they have created and had babies all over the world, you can't unmix that. Yeah, I told y'all, and I'm going to say it again. Take your egg, get your egg white, get your egg yolk, put them in a bowl, separate. You got it separated. If they'd have never ever mixed it from the beginning, as y'all say, 400 or 500 years ago, then they could segregate because they never ever mixed it. But even back then, they were mixing the eggs. They were scrambling the eggs together. The eggs and the yolk, the egg whites and the egg yolks were being mixed together even then. Hear me when I tell you. Hear me when I tell you. Stop letting every word that come out of somebody's mouth and think about the word of God. Man cannot live on bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. The word of God is what you believe in. Don't be believing everything that come out of the word of man, because the eggs have been mixed together. They done mixed them black eggs and white eggs together. They done stirred them up. Brown and white eggs, and all them eggs have been mixed together. There's no way they can segregate it. They can write it on paper all they want to. They even a mixed egg. They are even the people that are actually trying to write the segregation stuff. They are a mixed egg. Come on, somebody, you gotta know. It's funny to me. It is funny to me in 2025 that people are going crazy because they hear the word segregation and not look at that like right now it's our peace. God done showed up. God done showed up. He done gave you peace. You ain't got nary dog in that fight. Sit down. Rest yourself. April 2025, April 5th, 2025, don't leave your house. Stay put. Stay in the house. Watch the news. Go cut your grass. Do something you need to do productive for yourself. But don't allow that word segregation to get you in a place where it take you off your square. Don't let that word segregation cause you to lose your whole family. Don't let that word segregation cause you to act up to a place where God is trying to take you to a place of peace, but yet you override what God is trying to tell you, because I'm sure the Spirit done told you stay home. I'm sure the Spirit done told you stay put. I'm sure you understand that the battle's not yours, it's the Lord's. I'm sure you understand that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I'm sure you understand the fact that you are more than a conqueror. I'm sure you understand the fact that you can stay home because you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you, right? I'm sure you've been given those words of many years. You know, heard those scriptures go forward. I'm sure you understand. But if you also are not saved and you don't hear that and you never heard that and you don't want to give Jesus a try, but you want to keep trying Satan, go ahead on out there, put your boots on the ground, do what you need to do, and I pray it work out for you. I pray it work out for you. But as the Lord is my witness, I thank God for the Spirit of the Lord working through me to be able to bring me to a place where I can sound the alarm to my brothers and my sisters, kings and queens, kings and queens, kings and queens. Stand down, stand down, stand down in this season. This is your resting season. This is your blessing season. This is your blessing season. Do you hear me? Blessings are falling, and they're going to be falling on you if you stay in the will of God. You can go get your blessing. And I mean, anything you want is here right now. Right now, it's your season. It's your season. Don't worry about them tariffs. Don't worry about what they said. That's not our business. That's not our business. Our money's still going to work for us. Don't worry about that. That's not your business. If y'all hear me when I tell you, those that know. Those that know God know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you better come on board. You better come on board, because the blessings are falling. The blessings of the Lord are falling. God does his best work in this type of mess. God does his best work in a mess. Because when you're down and out, he is truly up to something. He is truly up to something. So with that being said, I pray that y'all understand that word segregation is just another word. In this season, is just another word. Stop allowing that word to hurt you to a point where you're ready to go out there and do things that could cause you your very life, cause you to act up, cause you your family. Just continue to keep loving. Just let it fly. Let them throw all the words. Let them throw all the fiery darts they want to throw. Just let them throw them. Don't allow this stuff to keep piercing your spirit to the point where it takes you out of character. You're going to be just fine. You're right where God wants you to be. You just got to be able to know that you're tougher than that. You're stronger than that. The battle's not yours, it's the Lord's. If you're not strong enough to hear it, then you need to be segregated and stay away from some people. Stay away from some folks. Because a lot of times we get into places where we're not ready. We haven't been through enough. Because trust me, you keep living, you're going to feel the same way I feel after a while. You're just going to feel like this is your peace. You're going to enjoy your peace. You're going to thank God for separating you from a bunch of foolishness. You're going to thank God for giving you that peace of mind. And you're going to be just fine. So, because my neighbor's coming up with this lawnmower, cutting the grass, but I love y'all. I truly do. And I truly want to see you win. I truly want to see you make it. I truly want to see you at peace. And kings, let me tell you something. I truly want to see you in God's glory, in your word, doing what you can do to take care of your wife and your family. I want to see queens, y'all loving each other. I want to see us come together as a race ourselves and stop segregating each other. And stop letting that word move you to a point where it just destroys the inside of you. Because when you get to a place in God where that word doesn't bother you, the N word doesn't bother you, nothing, nobody about it, same thing you told your kids, as long as they ain't putting their hands on you, go about your business. And I'm going to tell you, king, queen, go about your business. Y'all be blessed.